Greetings from the land of elsewhere. I am Sirius, the founder and co-creator of the Phoenix Decry. I'm going to give you a tour of our guild and hopefully tell you a little bit more about life in here with the Phoenix Decry, which is one of the oldest guilds in all of Tamara. We began our exploits at the very beginning of the Three Banners War, and with that we have gained our number and have expanded across all nations. You'll find members in our ranks from the Argonians to the Bretons. But most importantly, we are a team and we work well together. Whether it's exploring delves or simply selling to our merchant trader, members of the Phoenix Decry pride ourselves on accomplishing great things together. So let's take a moment and explore what this game has to offer. Whether you are a collector of strange relics and fantastic things, or simply like to achieve titles, there's much to be seen here. So for the next 5 minutes, I'll tell you all about Elder Scrolls, the war in Cyrodiil, a little bit about where you can find lore, connecting with the guild, and adventuring. So enjoy. To begin this story about the Phoenix Decry, I must first describe what the Elder Scrolls is. The Elder Scrolls is a story, an ever-changing story, best described by the dragons. It is called Kel.
I heard you helped the Deep Crag miners.
In the language of the dragons, it is called Kel, and what it is a story of an Adric prophecy that is written both in the future and past tense. What that means is that as the Elder Scrolls exist, history itself changes and the future changes. The Elder Scrolls don't physically manifest themselves as paper, but they appear that way. And anyone trying to read it whose mind is not of the strongest of psijic ability will simply go blind in trying to understand the Elder Scrolls. It will be the last thing you ever see. So, in short, the Elder Scrolls is the fragment of the universe where the imaginations of people come together to change both the past and the present. That's the best way to describe it. So, in layman's terms, we are living in a world that even the past is changed by our events. So as we, as players, gather together and explore this world of the Elder Scrolls, we interact and rewrite history to ultimately change the future. So, enough about the Elder Scrolls. Let's talk about what brought the Phoenix Decry together, and that is the Three Banners War. It was during the Second Era in the year 578 where the Lord Manimarco, the enemy of the Mage's Guild, plotted to convince the seated emperor to perform a ceremony. The details of the ceremony are all lost in legend, but in short, Manimarco helped his Daedric Prince Lord, Moloch Baal, rip the ties that protected Nirn from the oblivion world. Thus, Moloch Baal, holder of the lands of Cold Harbor, managed to create dark anchors that dragged Nirn closer to the what was known as the plane meld. that was just one of the most dangerous threats at the time that forced three of the most powerful alliances to come into this conflict. The three alliances, the Ebonheart Pact, the Daggerfall Covenant, and the Aldmeri Dominion, all had different philosophies on how to resolve the challenges that the world faced. So, with those three conflicting philosophies, the only resolution was war, and that war was fought in Cyrodiil, and the battle waged on for years. The battle continued for approximately 3 years before the Phoenix Decry took hold and took shape and vowed to actually compete and aid themselves and allied themselves with the Aldmeri Dominion. And it is that where we discuss the actual guild itself and how you can become a member. So, first of all, to become a member of the Phoenix Decry, your courage and your bravery must equal your nobility and your sense of fairness. Not only must you have great skill in combat, but you also have to have the willingness to be compassionate and sharing and helpful to others. That is important. Can't just simply be a good combatant. My tabard, they've become like really good friends of mine. Another quality we look for when it comes to members in our guild is your willingness to socialize. We work together, we play together, we have a great time getting to know one another, and we can depend on each other. And we need to make sure that we can depend on you. So when you join us, make sure that you have a desire to devote yourself to our team, and that'll help you do well. I never have to worry about Fathom just, pulling the cord and just leaving me in the dungeon by myself. So now that I've talked to you about what it takes to be a member of our guild, the Phoenix Decry, let's start talking about the reasons why. We are not just a social guild. We actually get things done. I just got the res, I thought. Alright, good. Let me make my way to Jax. Oh, you got Jax? Alright, cool. But we're after the Wrath Zone. That's what this is all about, the Wrath Zone.
I see my demented half-sister is still full of herself.
So as you can see, our guild is the right mix of fun, socialization, and serious adventure. So whatever you're interested in, whatever your passion, whether it's crafting and selling items to other players, or being one of the top contenders in the battlefield, you'll find what you need here. We hope you join the Phoenix Decry, and if you're Ebonheart Pact or Daggerfall Covenant, we'll see you on the battlefield. I'm returning to my game. I'm out, and you enjoy yours.